Hi there, this is JONO. I'm back with a new show for my JONO and Friends Video Podcast. I hope you enjoy. Let's go. Hello, I'm JONO, and you are so very welcome to the second episode of JONO and Friends Video Podcast. Well, I make those podcasts just spontaneously when I feel like I want to share something. And today is a very special day, actually. What has happened since last time? Well, I had Chet Gustafsson from the band Safe Mode here in the first episode. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's available on YouTube. And I think that guy will come back because he keeps nagging about, we should do another one. And why not? And today... Okay, today we have a competition sponsored by Narnia. Well, they don't know about it, but they will do. So, and this is a compilation album with the best songs so far. We are in the studio right now recording a new studio album, but more about that later. We got this competition later in the show, but first we have an interview with Martin Simson. He's leader of a band called Destroyer of Death. Well, I'm here with Martin Simson right from the United States of America. Welcome to the show, Martin.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Martin Simson of Destroyer of Death. Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Well, as you said, I'm Martin Simson. I live in California, USA, and I'm just I view myself as an average guy, a fan of metal. That's in the last 3 years or so I've decided to start trying to write music and lyrics. And my good friend CJ, I asked him, what do you do with that if you have an idea, but you don't play guitar, for example? And I said, well, he said, well, just, what I do is I sing it or hum it into my phone. And then I go back and then I remember, oh, yes. And I'll play on guitar. So that we do that.
How would that sound?
How would it sound?
Yeah, like the humming. Sounds good, yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Something like
some
that.
Magic happens and then a product.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I also it's not just that. Especially on the first song, "Destroyer of Death," I came up with the bass line and the basic verse stuff, and then I did record some bass on my bass amp.
Yeah, because you play bass as well. In
yes.
The band.
I played. Yeah. So I play bass. I've been playing bass for back to the early '80s.
Yeah.
Basically, mostly garage bands, and then one local band that had a 45 record. So
that's great.
Yes, yeah. Yes, and then I had in 1990 I did a low quality recording with a very talented friend of mine named Ronnie Hunter. He's like a shredder kind of guitar player too. So yeah, so I'm just Martin Simson. I'm a regular guy that loves metal and hard rock, and decided to start writing music one day.
So about this project or band, Destroyer of Death, how did you came up with the idea? You had some ideas that you sent to CJ Grimark, is that correct?
Right. It just started probably it was about 3 years ago or so. I just sort of had some ideas. I asked CJ, as him being a longtime friend, I asked him, hey, when I said, in my head, I hear some cool stuff sometimes, like some cool riffs or cool song ideas in my head, but not being a guitarist, just being a bass player, it's hard to translate that into the instrument.
Yeah.
So he said, well, what I do is I hum or sing it into the phone, and then later I'll try to transcribe it to guitar. So I said, how do you do that? And then so I did, and I said, I think I have some cool ideas. What do you think? And I sent it to him, some little voice files. And he said, what happened, how it started, honestly, is he said, record it. And then he said, if you have cool ideas, he said, then maybe I can try to play it on guitar.
Okay, yeah.
So that's how it really started. So that's how you get Destroyer of Death.
Yeah.
And
you have two singles out now with two different singers, Rob Rock and Johan Lande.
Right. So just so everybody knows, yes, it is a project. It's not a band. And so it's you get like Tobias Sammet's Avantasia, you have Magnus Carlsen's Freefall. So it's kind of meant to be like that, but not with different singers necessarily. But so we have two singles out, Destroyer of Death with Rob Rock, and that was the first single, January of last year. And then July of last year, we did our second song, Master of All, with Jorn Lande on it. And I think they turned out pretty good.
And you got some featured guests. You mentioned CJ Grimmark and Rob Rock and Jorn Lande. You also will have on the album Rex Carroll from Whitecross, Anders Johansson. You had him on the Master of All.
Correct.
Anders Johansson from Yngwie Malmsteen and Hammerfall and Tungsten. And before that you had Eberhard Etzold on drums, a great German drummer.
Yes.
Something like that, yeah.
Fantastic.
And now you have Anders Kjöllefors from All for the King. That's cool. How do you know all these people, or?
I do not know all of them. I personally know Rex Carroll. Like I said, I consider him a friend. I hope that he considers me a friend as well. I think very close friends with CJ. He's the main person I talk to. And also I know Rob Rock personally too. So I have a personal interaction with three of them. The others, Anders Johansson and Jorn Lande and let's see who else.
Anders Kjöllefors.
Right. Yeah, those guys. I don't know them personally. I don't really. Yeah, it's all. So CJ is the convergent point to all the other folks. So,
okay.
So he knows. He was able to talk to Jorn. He was able to talk to Anders Johansson and also the other Anders Kjöllefors, or however you say it, Kjöllefors.
Kjöllefors.
So what it's coming down to for the album that we're going to be doing here, the latter half of this year, and hopefully releasing early next year to mid next year. We're going to have Rob Rock is committed to 7 new songs. Okay,
so you got 7 new songs and these 2 singles on the album.
Correct.
9 songs.
Okay. We're going to have at least 7 new songs, and also the 2 singles will be on there. Yeah. And there's also an alternate version of one of the songs. So
you're looking which one? We don't tell anyone yet.
Well, yeah, I don't think we'll say anything just yet. Okay. But there's an alternate version. It's not a lot different, but I don't think it would be a bonus track. But so it's either going to probably be 9 or 10 tracks on that.
But a full album anyway, so yeah.
And Rex Carroll, I know, obviously, as a friend, I said, and he's going to do at least 1 guitar solo on 1 song. So Rex will be spotlighted, and then CJ Grimmark obviously is going to do all the rhythm guitars and most of the solos, and if there's any synthesizer keyboards, he'll be doing that too. Yeah. And then Anders Kjöllefors, he has agreed to do all 7 songs. So
okay.
So it's going to be me.
Great drummer.
Oh yeah, I saw that. There's a video of him doing instrumental with Magnus Carlsen that's on YouTube. You need to see that. He's just great. I was like, wow. And I think he does like jazz drumming and stuff too, or something like that. So I'm excited about that. So we have Rob Rock committed. We have CJ obviously is the guitarist and producer. And then Anders on drums, and then we'll have Rex do a guitar solo on one of the songs.
So what music style is this? Is it classic metal, or is it some mix with new styles and No.
Uh, well,
What could you expect?
well, I like to refer to it as 80s influenced heavy melodic metal.
That's
So
great. Okay.
you're not going to have, sorry, metalcore fans, you're not going to have any growling or Cookie Monster vocals. It's all going to be clean vocals. Basically, Rob Rock solo, Impellitteri, maybe a little bit of Narnia.
Yeah.
I'm influenced. Go ahead.
It should attract those fans of Narnia, Rob Rock, Jan Lander maybe as well. But this classic metal, I would say, it's not going to be like a carbon copy of the 80s metal, but it's definitely heavily influenced. I mean, I would say recent bands that influence me that I like. Yeah.
I like the stuff, the band called Sweet Oblivion with Jeff Tate. I really like that. I think that's impressive. And I've been listening to some Primal Fear.
Yep.
So that's heavy, just heavy guitars, and like the Rob Rock has a similar voice to Ralph Sheepers, I think, or that's sort of a Halford kind of thing, So you want to expect it's going to be, I like heavy guitars, but it's going to be melodic. It's going to be, you're going to have big choruses, and it's going to be, compared to the two singles we have out now, you have the Rob Rock, the first single, Destroyer of Death, that's heavier a little bit than Master of All. Master of All is a little bit more classic rock or hard rock influence with Jorn, and Jorn is had just done that one track. So, so everybody knows Jorn isn't going to come back. It's 100% Rob Rock. So you're going to be getting something that's more similar to the first song, Destroyer of Death, as opposed to Master of All. So,
okay. That's cool. And final question, how can people support this project? Because it's not ready yet. Except in your head, you got all the 7 songs and ready to rock, but you need some money to make it happen.
Correct. Right. Like we have a roadmap. We have like a layout, a structure, if you will.
Yeah.
So in order for us to be able to do 7 more songs, since it is my project, and so therefore I'm responsible to fund all this
to make it happen.
Correct. And these world-class guys, they can't really afford to work for free. I mean, they have to make a living, so that's why I've got an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo.com, and it's got just 12 days left, so we're under 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll put a little link to the right down below, link to the Indiegogo campaign. And if you get on over there's some cool perk packages for CDs, autographed CDs, T-shirts, etc. And if you don't want any merchandise, and you can just donate or contribute money. Yeah. And it's as little as, a lot of people are strapped and don't have a lot of money right now, but you can donate as little as $2. Any support's greatly appreciated. Like I said, I have to fund all of it. So if we don't get it's at like 16% funded with 2 weeks. It's a stretch probably to get to my goal, but if I can't come up with the funds otherwise, you may be getting a 5-song EP instead of a 10-song album. So
but we want to hear all the songs. I think
you want to hear all
you out there, support this if you want to hear the full album, because I want to hear.
I will say too that we have 2 of the 7 songs mostly exist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
that's great.
So there's 5 that are kind of from scratch right now. So.
Okay, let's hope for the best. Martin, thank you so much for joining us. We will come back to you later when the album is finished, or along the way, maybe.
Okay.
So good luck with everything, and take care.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, take care.
Okay, as I promised you, we got a competition. Narnia celebrated 25 years, actually last year, 2021. We released this compilation, 2 discs, and many great songs. We actually just got this second print of the new album. So the first one is sold out. This is the second edition. Same songs, same images and photos. Maybe the color may differ a bit, so you should have both. Okay. For those of you who support Martin Simpson's Destroyer of Death, you can be a part of this competition by sending your name, your address, and your email address, maybe a phone number as well. And just let me know how you supported Martin Simpson's Destroyer of Death. And this can be yours. Speaking of Narnia's 25 years anniversary, we went on a tour actually in November last year to Belgium and to the Netherlands. And well, it was great to meet friends from down there. Raffi at Brainstorm Festival, Eric Clayton from Savior Machine, and Eric Clayton and the Nine. We actually played a song with him that you can see on YouTube on Narnia's channel, so please check that out. It was fun. And it was also fun to meet friends from Switzerland and other countries. Thank you for being there. Narnia celebrated 25 years. I celebrated 5 years in Narnia, so I made a special video just for you about my personal experience of this tour. It's only old songs.
Is he on? But you said no.
See you at the signing booth. We love you so much. Thank you, Netherlands. You rock. God bless you all.